UC Irvine head coach Scott Juniper of the now 2010 Big West champions. Coach, your first regular season title as head coach, the first regular season title in UC Irvine women's soccer history. Just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we're really excited. Yeah, thrilled. The team have worked really hard. It's been a not just a one-season process. I think we've been chasing this kind of success for 4 years. I think we've got closer every year, and I think this is a season where a lot of the pieces of the puzzle have come together, from a very, very strong leadership class as a group of seniors, some exciting freshmen and some younger players, some transfers that have really impacted the team, and so I think front to back throughout the 4 classes, it's been a real true team effort to put together the season that we've had so far.
Now, it's been a long journey for you in terms of where UC Irvine was when you first arrived here as an assistant coach 5 years ago and then taking over as a head coach. Just can you talk about the changes and what it's taken to get to this point?
Wow, it's the season in 2006, I believe we were 0-7-0 in conference, and we didn't score a goal that year. So we've had to work on both ends of the field. I think 2007 was a huge focus on learning how to defend properly, and develop a system of defending. 9 shutouts in 2007. I think we posted our 10th this season. So defending's been a key part of one of the building blocks. And then once we had that straight, it was okay, let's go and work out how to score some goals. And I think we've scored 40 goals this year, and they've come from a lot of different places. We've got goals from our forwards. Tanya Taylor with 9 goals and 9 assists gives you an idea of the impact that she's had on the season. But we've had, I think, 18 different players that have contributed an assist or a goal. So I think both ends of the field has been very, very important. It's every class is involved in that, and it's been every unit of the field. And you got the forward scoring goals, you got the midfield dominating games, as well as a back 4. And then with Danielle getting her 30th shutout of her career, I think I said to her coming off the field yesterday, it's going to be a long time before anyone's ready to challenge that record. That's really impressive, and we credit a lot to the team for those shutouts. But I think if you dig deeper into her individual stats, saves percentages, and her having done that for 4 years is she can take a huge amount of pride in that particular statistic.
How much pride do you take in this senior class? I know it's actually your first class that you recruited as a head coach, or knowing that you're going to be the head coach. So how much pride do you see in a Tanya Taylor, who's come a long way in 4 years, and obviously Danielle Desserriere, now the all-time shutouts leader at UC Irvine? Yeah,
I was the assistant coach when we were in the early part of the recruiting process with that class. I was the head coach when they all signed their national letters of intent. So I feel very invested in this group, and it's a special group. I think for me it was obviously the first group of players as a freshman class in 2007. Game 1 where they all forgot to bring the equipment out to the field, and they would have described themselves as the worst organised freshman class for a while. But now to the maturity and the experience that they showed on the field throughout this season, it's a lot of pride in those guys. They've really they've been a part of making a huge difference in the history of this program. They're breaking records. They're raising the bar, and the pride that they have for the program as well is at a high level. They're very prideful of what they do every day, and not only are they proud of what they've done this year, but I think they're proud of what that's going to mean in terms of the growth beyond when they leave as well. And I'm excited for them to stay a part of the program in whichever way they can, for years to come.
You mentioned breaking records. Obviously, UC Irvine on an incredible win streak, an incredible unbeaten streak this year, but also the first time in history that UC Irvine's been ranked nationally, as high as 15 coming into this week. So what does that mean for you as a head coach?
Well, it's great. It's great as a head coach because the way it works is those numbers get put next to my name as well as the team's name. But we'll always remember that it's the players that win the games. It's the players that that get that put the rankings where they are. But for the whole program, I think it puts us in the spotlight, and it puts us, you look at the teams that are either side of us in those rankings, and this morning to be ranked second in the region, just behind Portland, is a great place to be. And it affects everything from our scheduling, it affects our recruiting, it affects just the bigger perception in the community that we're not just a small school down here in Orange County. We're a big deal in California right now. You look at Oregon State are the second-ranked team in the Pacific region, and we beat them. So we're competing with the best teams in the region, and I think rankings just cement that. And we know we've been moving toward that for 4 years, but it's not until you start getting yourself into those ranked spots that the rest of the community, I think, or the wider community and across the country start to realise that teams in the Big West as a conference can really get in amongst those other more traditionally successful teams.